You may be feeling at this time that you have no self control, that you're overindulging in something, that you're taking more than what is required, that you're getting more than what you need. During this time, you may feel as if you need a little bit of self control, but you're not really good with self control. It's something that you're not familiar with, something that you don't really indulge in often, of having self control. You may be sitting in a position of power. Power where you feel like you don't need to have self control. You feel like the things that you're doing is working for you, but others around you are telling you that you need self control. That you need to take a step back and then assess the situation. If not, then things will go to ruins very quickly for you. By not having self control, things will go into ruins. They can come collapsing at your feet. It is through this that you need to learn self control. If not, things are going to collapse around you. Things will be going through life very quickly. Going from one thing to another and not really thinking before you make decisions. Just going on about it and just making decisions without really thinking of the consequences. The universe says stop, have a little bit of self control when making these decisions, and think about it before you act. You need balance and harmony in your life. You need a little bit of security, a little bit of stability, and a lot of harmony. You may be going about spending money recklessly at this time, and that's going to come back to bite you in the end. The universe says have a little bit of self control, balance your spending, balance the things that you're doing towards more harmonized and not so chaotic. You may just begin in this journey. This may be new to you, but why you don't have any self control. You're not used to the situation that you're in, and you're going about with a carefree attitude. You're going about spending and overindulging at this time because you're not used to having the materials that you have. You're not used to having all the wealth at your disposal. You may feel like you're at a standstill. You know that you need some guidance along the journey. You know that you need a little bit of self control. But you don't know how to implement that self control. You don't know how to find that balance and that peace. You're kind of standing at a standstill, waiting for the next thing to occur so that you can have a little bit more insight on the situation, so that you can get a curb on your spending, or perhaps a curb on your overindulgence. You may feel as if this is owed to you, that the universe just gave you this, and you're able to overspend and overindulge because you're entitled to this. That isn't the case, and that's going to catch up to you if you do not stop overindulging in things around you. You may have a childlike glee. You may be swept away by the materials around you and want to overindulge in it because you've never had so much disposable at your fingertips. But overindulging in things, you're causing a lot of chaos around you. Your overindulging has become somewhat of an oppression for you. The more you do it, the more you spend. The more you spend, the more deeper you're digging yourself into a hole. You may be addicted to the wealth that is at your fingertips and the spending that you're doing. You may have an addiction when it comes to spending, or addiction when it comes to something where you're overindulging. You have a lot of love for this. You have a love for the overindulging, for the spending, for the way you're living your life. You're living carelessly and carefree, it seems. But you need some more stability, some more structure in your life. Perhaps sit with yourself and ask yourself, why are you spending so much? Why are you overindulging? What things can you cut back on? What things can you bring more stability to your life? More security to your life? What happens when that overindulging results in debt or perhaps causes you to lose material possessions? This is something that you're spending quite recklessly with. You're holding on to it, but you're also giving it away in equal measure. You need to learn to be more frugal when it comes to your spending habits. You need to have some kind of balance. Somewhere where you're spending things on yourself, but you're not overindulging in things. Somewhere where you're in the middle of giving and receiving. You're not giving all your money to one thing in particular and not overindulging in it, but having an overall balance of your spending habits. You may be manifesting this. You're manifesting more so you can spend more. The universe says that the more that you spend, the more that you get. It's going to have the same results if you don't get a curb to your spending habits. You're spending more. You're overindulging. You're spending more than what you're making, perhaps. You're spending money as soon as it comes to you. You're giving away your material possessions so that you can obtain more. It can result in a lot of success and a lot of stability and security if you learn to stop overindulging. If you learn to stop overfeeding your wants and your needs. To be more frugal with things. At this time, you're very passionate about what you're doing. You're passionate about what you're spending your money towards. You're passionate about what you're doing. You're very inspired. You're inspired to keep doing what you're doing because right now you haven't seen the results become negative. Instead, you're seeing the results become more positive for you. But over time, you may see that will change. Things have to come to a completion. Things have to change. If you don't put a stop to this, then the universe and the divine will for you. Something drastic might happen so that you will be woken up from your sleep and see the world around you. That things are not quite where it needs to be. You may have a lot of disappointments that come out of this. Right now, you're not seeing those disappointments, but in time, you will see that things are not going to be able to keep maintained the way that they are. You will be very disappointed when that happens. When you no longer can overindulge in things. When you no longer cannot have that self-control. It's time to adapt some self-control before it leads to disappointment and disaster. Things will end in disaster if you don't stop indulging the way that you are. If you don't have some self-control, then the universe will step in and you may not like the outcome of the situation. You may not like the way that things turn out in ruins because you simply did not listen to the divine and stop overindulging in whatever it is that you're overindulging in. to curb your appetites when it comes to spending or whatever you're doing at this time.